want to come at you or bash you or anything like that.
I don't want to do the same to you.
But my issues have been like blowing up with you. One being that I know that you want Bella and I out. That's an issue with me that you're going to other people with, because obviously as the new guy, people have built this kind of loyalty, the original 15,
of course, that's
amongst
how it
each
works.
other.
Yes.
So when somebody comes to me and they tell me, hey man, look, I got to tell you, Cal came to me and he told me that, you know,
of course, yes,
he's working to get Bella to leave on her own accord and vote you out. I'm going to feel offended by it.
No problem. I totally understand. But I'd appreciate you coming to me and talking to me about it before you assume.
Well, no, that's why I'm coming. Well, that's because I'm coming now.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it wasn't as if I heard it from one person.
Of course.
I've heard it from more than one
person. That's how gossip works, man.
Right. Well, see.
Can we keep walking? Or?
Yeah. There's that. And then there's situations like this morning. You assume that the reason why I said something to you had something to do with me not being in the kitchen and other people can cook.
This morning, though,
I was in the bathroom. I was in the bathroom and I listened to the entire conversation.
This morning, I'm not drawing a reference to what you're talking about.
Rob was doing the dishes, you were right there, and Rob and I brought up the fact that there were so many dishes and you guys used all the dishes for breakfast.
Yes.
This morning. And why were there so many dishes?
Yes.
Now,
see, this helps me. I know what conversation you're talking about.
And what you did is what aggravated me, not.
I'm open to suggestions if I misrepresented the case.
Well, it's not a suggestion per se. It's the way that you keep coming off for me. And the reason why I want to talk to you is because of that.
Sure.
The way you did that, Cal, was you basically said that I'm acting this way had nothing to do with the fact that you guys really were using up all the dishes and left a mess in the kitchen. It's because I'm not cooking. Let me tell you.
I had nothing to say to you about that.
But
I was mad about Bella.
But that's what you said.
You gotta be quiet.
No, you're all right. But I'm saying that's what you said. And
what I said is other people that were cooking in here, meaning Bella came in and burned the
I saw Bella come in there and what she did, but then there was a mess that you guys did it for the 2 times that you guys cooked, well, the 3 times total.
I'm not arguing there wasn't a mess.
There was a mess in the kitchen.
Yes.
And the only conversation to that was, damn, you guys used up all the dishes. Like, what are you guys doing to use all the dishes? But what you said about me was the only reason I was acting like that was because, you know, somebody else is in the kitchen.
I didn't talking to you about the dishes at all.
No, you didn't talk.
I'm talking to Rob about you.
Well, you did, because then Rob's response was, no, I don't think that's it at all.
It wasn't to do with you.
No, I'm telling you.
I said nothing about you.
I'm telling you verbatim. I was sitting in the bathroom.
Other people made messes in here, not referring to you.
And then Rob said to you,
yes,
yeah, I agree. And you were like, but Rob said, but who? And you said you weren't going to point out any names.
Because it was Bella.
That you didn't. You said you.
Rob was all triggered by Bella.
You were like, you would just do it.
Nothing
you don't
to do with you at all. Nothing to do with you.
But you brought up my name.
I did not.
Okay. Well,
the only person that made a mess in the kitchen today was us and Bella, who made. I was grumpy about it, and that's why I said I'd rather do it myself, because I don't bitch when I'm grumpy about something. Does that make sense? I'll do it myself, and when I cool off, I'll talk to them about it.
Cal, I was right there.
I'm telling you, I did not. You did not come in the kitchen today.
Well, I was in there.
But you didn't make a mess in the kitchen this morning. Why would I point fingers at you?
No, you weren't saying that I was the one making the mess in the kitchen. That's not what I'm saying. You were saying the reason why I had an attitude and where I was coming at you was because of that. And the reason why I was coming at you, well, when I was talking about the stove, aluminum foil thing, all of that
I didn't mind that.
I wasn't coming at you because I was trying to be malicious or a jerk. I was saying something to you simply because, yeah, you're new. Yeah, you're working in the kitchen. Yeah. The kitchen's not mine, but I know I'm going to come back in the kitchen.
Yes, probably.
And I don't have a problem with anybody cooking. Like why I'm here, Cal, is to say that anybody can cook. That's the purpose. In 2 weeks, when my government is coming in, every single person in the house has to cook every day.
Great, I love that.
Like, that's what my thing is community around food.
Yes.
That's my thing. But I don't like is, like I said, hearing, which is why I'm a man who comes to somebody.
I like that when you can.
Which is why I said, you know what, let me stop on the pumpkins and come and talk to Cal.
Yes.
If I hear, and especially from more than one person,
of course, that's how gossip
then
works.
I'm going to come to you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming to me.
And
I haven't heard.
For me, that's one of the problems that I have.
Mm-hmm.
The other problem that I have is that you do this group thing. Well, I talk to the group. Well, we established a certain structure in here.
Yes.
And I do respect, everybody gets respect out of me. I do respect where you come from and the ideals that you have within your society.
Yes.
That's as a man, period.
Understand.
Always. But you do this thing, and you've done it a couple of other decisions where if Cal wants it, Cal will get it. You know, and
I
it's
ask
like
every time.
you do, but that's the thing. You might keep pushing. Like, perfect example, Mike's sale. You had no idea what that sale meant to Mike. And of course you offered other things. Like, you keep offering things to smoothen it out, but that doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, but
like,
you missed that story. I went to Mike the day before, and I said, Mike, let's
I
play.
was out there.
When I was talking with Mike, I said,
Yeah.
we're going to make the sailboat together, but I got to make.
And you were
Big
going to make a
changes
rudder,
to
and
it.
then you're going to
Yeah.
grab this. But Mike, see,
And
that's
Mike
the
said,
thing.
that's cool. I said,
Because you
we're gonna
kept
keep-
pressuring Mike. But see, here's
I
the
didn't
thing.
at all. He
No,
asked me 3 times to make a sailboat. 3 times he's asking on his own.
the way Mike felt when you came at him, like, that was Mike's thing. When Mike first got here,
Yes.
Mike wanted to go and make a sailboat, so he made a
I
sailboat to
understand.
take
He
his
came
mind
to
away
me.
things.
I have no interest in a sailboat at all.
Like, I was sitting there when we were all inside of the house, and you came to him and you asked for the poncho more than once, and then when Mike said no, and you found out it was Rob's right there, you went straight to Rob and said, hey, well, what if I trade with you for it?
And
then you
put another sail up.
And then put another, but see, that's the thing.
That's how trades work, bro.
But see, understand it.
Yeah.
That is how trades
That's how
work.
trades work. You try,
But-
if it doesn't work out, you give up.
Exactly, but it's like you just don't give up with certain things that when you want something, you don't give up. And that's a good thing to have. But at the same time, in this community, like, we built something amongst each other that it kind of feels like, I feel like a take when it
understand.
comes to
I
you
can totally
sometimes.
see what
Like,
you're saying, but
like with the logs thing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, well, I asked the group, and with the pumpkin thing, like, I asked the group. It's like, how did you ask the group? I asked Rob about this. I asked Josh about this.
Yes.
These people have no idea
Mm-hmm.
what you're even talking about or what's going on. And then when I come to you, you say, well, I talked to the group and I asked the group. Well,
I asked him at breakfast. You were
before
even
we
there.
Yeah, but nobody agreed on it.
Everyone, I said, can I make a table out there for breakfast? Everyone said yes.
But you didn't say, like, I'm going to go and cut these logs and put these logs
I
out
said
there
I'm going to make it out of the logs. You have to cut them to do that. And I hear what you're saying. I am more than content to wait till the meetings and talk about things. It doesn't bother me a bit. I appreciate you coming to me instead of bitching and bad vibing me like I felt you did all day. So thank you for bringing it up, and I'm more than content to do that. From what my perspective was, I talked to Mike. I mean, Mike asked me 3 times to work on a sailboat. You know how much I care about a sailboat on a friggin' 30-foot pond?
Right.
I don't give a fuck about a sailboat.
Right.
But I care about Mike, and Mike wants to do it, and I haven't got a chance to connect with Mike because he's more lawyerly than I am.
Right.
So I would take an interest in making a sailboat with him because I want to share a little bit of life with him and get closer to him, and I like him too.
See, that's his step. But see, the only thing about Mike with that, and
Mm-hmm.
I just talked to him earlier, that's Mike's escape. You know, like, in this place,
Yes.
as bad as it may be, like, everybody has to have, like, their own kind of
Totally
escape.
understand.
You know what
I think
I mean?
about the trees. When it gets bad, I'm climbing in trees.
Yeah, like
know what I mean?
when I get really aggravated, I go into the kitchen and I just
Yes.
cook something in specific. When Mike felt like that was Mike's escape. Mike went to his sailboat. He made a sailboat. That's just Mike's thing. Nobody comes over and intrudes in.
Yeah.
Nobody asks him anything.
I asked him specifically if he wanted me to do that. He said, "We'll bring it up to the group." I said, "Keep this white fabric because we'll use it for the sail." He said, "Hell yes." There's no way the group is not going to agree to put a rudder on the sailboat. It doesn't hurt nothing. So
Right.
we haven't done it. I didn't do any of the damage to the sailboat. So Mike gave me permission. Then I went and asked Rob. I didn't need the thing for anything. They told me that it was going to sprinkler on our beds last night. So I went and got the tarp after I asked Rob and Mike to put on Bella's bed so if it rained, she'd be okay. Because when Bella doesn't get sleep, we all got trouble.
Right.
So I haven't used it at all. I've got the exact poncho on my bed already. I don't need another one. What I want is to keep Bella from screaming all the time.
Well, see, that's why, like I said, everybody's kind of got a different vibe from the different actions that you do, and
Yeah,
you
of
do a
course.
lot of them from a good place.
That doesn't matter.
That is important, that you do a lot of these things
Well,
from a
then
good place. And,
the more important
I don't
thing-
take away from that.
It's communication, though. If you feel like I'm taking liberties, come to
100%.
me, and I will happy to bring them to the actual meetings. I'm patient. I'll wait till
Right.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, whatever.
Like the beds. You know, the beds weren't a bad idea, but you just up and built beds because you saw Bella was sleeping on the ground and Kristen was sleeping on the ground and you
I
felt bad
asked
for her.
Josh. He's in charge of the building. I
But
went
I'm
to the
saying,
day
like,
before.
what it did was create division. And everybody knew that it wasn't her. They knew it was you that did it. So now nobody feels bad towards them. And then nobody kind of feels bad towards you because it's like, well, he didn't know.
Well, here's
But-
the thing. I didn't want to build a bed for Bella. It didn't have anything to do with Bella. I wanted to build one for Kristen. But
Right.
if I build one for Kristen, it'll seem like I'm macking up on her trying to get in her pants.
But see, what it also does, though, like I said, is You doing that, just asking Josh instead of bringing it up to the group. Like,
Yes.
we're a group, we're a family.
Mm-hmm.
So every action that's committed is committed as a family,
Mm-hmm.
not as an individual. And when you put somebody in that position, it's like, oh, don't you think I want to sleep off of the ground, male or female? I've been sleeping on the ground longer than Kristen has.
Yeah, but I'm a
2
man of
weeks
action.
longer.
Don't you see? We've got this big stack of plywood here. I built those beds in an hour.
Yeah.